and welcome to our 19 News. These are the headlines. In the month of Martyrs, the latest issue of Algérie magazine pays tribute to the nation's heroes while highlighting Algeria's strides towards self-sufficiency and underscores the country's commitment to water security. French journalist Jean-Michel Apathy sidelined after his remarks on France's colonization of Algeria, announcing his permanent departure from RTL, another victim of the hostility movement towards Algeria. Every week, the Grand Mosque of Paris organizes an iftar for Algerian students, offering them a moment of comfort and community. Details by the end of the edition. Welcome back, everyone. Algeria Rising to Every Challenge is the title of the Algérie magazine's latest issue, highlighting Algeria's resilience, marking Victory Day by honoring the sacrifices of forebears. It also spotlights key achievements, including new seawater desalination plants inaugurated by the president, emphasizing that these projects reflect Algeria's determination to overcome challenges and thrive. Melissa Kepesh.
As we celebrate Victory Day during the month of the Shuhada, our hearts swell with pride and honor. This was the intro of the latest Jaish magazine's edition, recalling the heroic deeds and immense sacrifices of our forebears who liberated our land from the clutches of a brutal and savage colonizer. Today, their legacy fills us with a profound sense of responsibility to safeguard the precious trust they left us, a trust of immeasurable value. Therefore, we have to honor this trust by working tirelessly with unwavering dedication to ensure our nation remains prosperous, strong and sovereign. We must continue building a triumphant new Algeria that thrives on the rhythm of major achievements and strategic projects, including those inaugurated by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, namely the seawater desalination station, who entered into activity. Immense achievements qualified by the Jaish magazine as unbreakable determination of Algeria's son, imbued with the spirit of the November Revolution. The magazine added that this is Algeria that we love and which Algerians love, Algeria that rises to challenges, Algeria that has succeeded diplomatically in strengthening the Algerian presence internationally and locally and regaining its prestigious position among nations as a non-permanent member of the Security Council and a prominent and effective member of the African Union. And this is what the African leaders praised in the final statement of the 38th Ordinary Session of the African Union, congratulating the President of the Republic in his capacity as chairman of the African Evaluation Mechanism Forum. The magazine deliberated on the role of the descendant of the Liberation Army in the path of modernization and professionalism, with all the steadfastness and determination cutting across various fields, especially military cooperation with various friendly armies. And this is what the Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Army General Said Chengerha, confirmed. That military diplomacy has known a modern dynamism embodied by receiving many high-level foreign military delegations to strengthen the bonds of bilateral military cooperation and multi-party. The magazine confirmed at the end of the opening of its editorial that this development stems from the commitment of Algeria's loyal sons. It also evoked the most important historical achievements that Algeria has known, which is water security, indicating figures achieved by Algeria in this vital sector and a vision to reduce the water crisis. Several files were also evoked to enhance water sovereignty through an effective strategy confirmed by ascending numbers for distributing the production capacity of drinking water, equivalent to 3 million cubic meters annually. Figures that confirms the challenges raised by Algeria under the wise leadership of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune.
And the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, the National Committee on Southern African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, received on Monday the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Monique Nassan Zabaganwa, who paid a farewell visit ahead of the completion of her term. During the meeting, the Minister of State Ahmed Attaf congratulated her on the completion of her term at the African Union Commission, commending her efforts in advancing the continental agenda and wishing her success in her future endeavors. The meeting also provided an opportunity to exchange insights on the developments at a continental level, in particular the prospects for strengthening joint African action, to address the various challenges in the fields of security, politics and development. The Council of the Nation has scheduled a plenary session next Thursday dedicated to the drawing of lots for the renewal of half of the Council's elected members in the new 10 provinces. The announcement was made during a coordination and consultation meeting chaired by the Council's Speaker Salah Goujil. On this occasion, he reaffirmed the challenges Algeria is facing and condemned the actions of those working against the country, both inside and outside the nation. Goujil emphasized that Algeria, under the leadership of the President of the Republic, remains steadfast in its commitments to overcoming challenges and achieving its national objectives. Secrets buried for decades are now coming to light. A French historian has revealed that France used chemical weapons during Algeria's War of Liberation, identifying at least 450 military operations. A revelation that adds yet another shameful dark chapter to France's colonial history. Najhtaya reports.
And through the lens of history, the threads of the truth and availability emerge. A powerful documentary rich in sound and imagery exposes the full scale of the atrocities committed by the French colonialism against Algerians during the Liberation Revolution. The French colonial forces systematically trained pilots and officers specializing not only in combat but in the art of killing, employing the pen, biological weapons and poisonous gases as tools of destruction. The French colonialism used Algeria for nuclear testing, detonating over 440 sites with toxic gas bombs, leaving a lasting humanitarian catastrophe. It was the first time we used the gas. We ended up with the burns everywhere we sweated, so we decided to test it out. And that's when we were supplied with dry suits. We were given 50 bottles of that gas. There was a total silence. I never fell asleep for 60 years without remembering the war in Algeria. The secret French colonial archives revealed the materials used to manufacture cluster bombs and internationally banned toxic gases. France employed these lethal substances to destroy rocks and mountains, using some of the deadliest toxic gases known to humanity. I still smell that gas and the stench of the death resulting of its usage. CN2D is a mixture of arsenium derivatives that are mixed together, so it harms everyone who's not protecting himself before and at the moment of the attack. If he's a little protected, he's going to vomit, he's going to cry, and he's going to burn his lungs if he stays long in it. In order to protect himself, he has only one solution, which is to leave the atmosphere, or if he wants to persist inside, he dies.
Il va pleurer, il va avoir les poumons qui le brûlent. En fait, c'est fini, quoi. France n'a pas fait que des choses extraordinaires.
France has only done horrible things during the Algerian War. There were even war crimes, torture, executions, the use of chemical substances, particularly in the war. A great nation is a nation that takes responsibility for its past, including its mistakes, and one day France will have to take responsibility for them.
La France les assume.
Every inch of this land testifies to the martyrs and mujahideen who shattered the colonial rule, engraving their sacrifice in the history.
Acknowledging the realities of France's colonial past is deeply sensitive and taboo, apparently. Renowned journalist Jean-Michel Apathy is now at the center of controversy after comparing colonial crimes in Algeria to those committed by the Nazis in France. The journalist in question has announced his resignation from the radio station. Najhtaya reports.
On s'est comporté comme des nazis en Algérie?
Mais les nazis n'existaient pas. On ne s'est pas comporté comme des nazis. Les nazis se sont comportés comme nous l'avons fait en Algérie. Combien de femmes, combien de femmes, d'enfants, mais Ah, mais vous ne connaissez pas du tout l'histoire de la conquête, de l'Algérie par la France. Mais vous ne la connaissez pas du tout. Vous ne savez pas du tout que les villageois fuient.
The French journalist Jean-Michel Apathy has announced his permanent departure from the French radio station RTL 2 weeks after igniting controversy with his remarks on the French colonization and his comparison between the Nazi massacre to Oradour-sur-Glane and France's colonial rule in Algeria was deemed inappropriate by some, but is rooted in the history, and the French far right refused to acknowledge it, rejecting any challenge to France's colonial past. Following his comments, which exposed the hypocrisy in debates about French colonization, he was taken off the air for a week before ultimately leaving the station.
Ce débat sur l'inhumanité de la France.
This debate on France's inhumanity regarding its colonial conquest is one that we have to admit that we cannot expose in the media even today, even though that's the problem. We committed atrocities, crimes, and we haven't acknowledged it. Marine Le Pen recently said that colonization in Algeria wasn't a tragedy. Eric Zemmour said that it was a blessing for Algeria, that it was a chance for Algeria, and that's scandalous.
Que c'était une chance pour l'Algérie. C'est ça qui est scandaleux.
The historian Alain Rousseau, a specialist in the colonial period, has emphasized the importance of setting the record straight. Several voices have spoken out in support of Jean-Michel Apathy's remarks, recognizing their legitimacy despite the controversy they sparked. What surprised me is that most of the participants on the set, and more generally the reaction of the population, well, of the French media and political population. Madame Portelli in particular, who reacted to what Jean-Michel Apathy said. What he said, it should have been made as compulsory history lessons. When the French colonization arrived to an Algerian village, it took everything down. Even the slightest sign of the resistance, sometimes villages, was burned to the ground. It was dramatic as that, but these things have always been known by the contemporaries and denounced by them.
Il a plus que tout mon soutien.
I give him my whole support because it's not anecdotal what's going on. It's really the symptom of a sick era where the truth is viewed just as another opinion. And this channel, RTL, a major radio station indeed, had no problem keeping Eric Zemmour even though he had been convicted of racism by the court. And when a columnist journalist like Jean-Michel Apathy comes to recall, as historians say, historical facts, it got called as opinion because it bothered the ears of the far right. So it became inappropriate, and when we come to make them believe that these are the facts, they try to blur the boundary between the truth and the lie, which drives the people crazy.
Bah oui, l'effacement de la frontière entre le vrai et le faux, ça rend les gens dingues, ça rend les gens crédules.
Jean-Michel Apathy's departure highlights a deeper issue. France continues to grapple with its colonial past. In the media, a culture of historical denial prevails, suppressing any effort to challenge the narrative out of fear of disrupting a selective memory that seeks to hide certain historical truths.
And Algeria is forging ahead with innovation and industrial development. With over 11,000 micro-enterprises launched under the ANAD program, businesses are expanding, creating jobs and strengthening local supply chains. Milisalila Balaman.
With over 11,000 micro-enterprises registered and launched under the ANAD support program, the Wilaya of Tipaza has emerged as a thriving entrepreneurial hub. One standout example is this company specializing in ironwork and the production of metal furniture. Here, skilled artisans and craftsmen blend expertise with innovation to meet an annual demand of approximately 30,000 units. I decided to specialize in manufacturing metal furniture. Today, thank God, we are capable of producing all types of furniture, including chairs, tables, and metal stands. I am a vocational training graduate from Oran. Working here is a privilege for me because it allows me to gain valuable experience. The concentration of businesses in the Qli'a industrial zone has fostered a strong subcontracting network among similar enterprises. Among them is a company specializing in plastic processing and the production of plumbing accessories, employing more than 20 workers. As it continues to expand, the company is setting ambitious goals to grow its operations and diversify its product range to better meet market demands. The company's annual production capacity reaches 200,000 units. Our products are distributed nationwide, particularly in Al-Alma, Slayf, Oran, and Shlif. Currently, I am an apprentice at a vocational training center and an intern at this company. We are committed to supporting the expansion and diversification of successful businesses, whether they have benefited from the ANAT program or not. We encourage young entrepreneurs leading thriving enterprises to connect with our agencies and take advantage of this new initiative. The diversification and development of micro-enterprises align with the government's new strategic vision. This initiative also includes the launch of 84 entrepreneurial development centers, or CDEs, across universities nationwide, aimed at fostering an entrepreneurial mindset among students.
Far from home, Algerian students in France find comfort in weekly solidarity iftars at the Grand Mosque of Paris. It is more than just a meal. They are a vital space of community and belonging. Misa Lila Balaman takes us there.
As iftar approaches, they arrive in small groups, often from the same universities and prestigious schools. These Algerian students, far from home and family, find in this moment a sense of comfort and belonging. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, the pace intensifies. The air fills with the rich aromas of shorba, burek, and other traditional dishes, rekindling memories of family gatherings during this blessed month of Ramadan. Today we have prepared shorba, burek, ajin zaytun, and chicken stuffed with minced meat. There are also fruit baskets and beautifully arranged plates, along with a variety of fresh salads. All of this is meant to make them feel at home. But beyond the meal itself, it is the warmth of limma, that cherished Algerian sense of togetherness, that comforts these students abroad. And in a time when the climate in France grows increasingly hostile towards Algerians, this sense of community becomes even more vital. It's truly a moment of sharing. We came with friends and met new people, and it brought us so much joy. Right now it's tough, so we're really happy and grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much. This solidarity iftar is not just a passing gesture, it is part of a well-established tradition. For the past 4 years, under the initiative of the President of the Republic, communal iftar meals have been provided every Friday for Algerian students in Ile-de-France. Organized by the Grand Mosque of Paris, the initiative continues to grow. This year, additional funding will support humanitarian efforts led by the Student Solidarity Network. We have planned to organize 2 iftars as well as 2 food distributions for 600 people. More than just a meal, this iftar has become a powerful symbol of solidarity and belonging, a gathering where the spirit of generosity and community thrives, reflecting the very essence of Ramadan. For these students, it is a taste of Algeria, finding its way to their table week after week.
And in a new escalation of its genocide on Gaza, despite an ongoing ceasefire agreement, the Zionist entity has cut off electricity to the besieged Strip, plunging more than 2 million Palestinians into deeper suffering. The power cut has crippled Gaza's main desalination plant, leaving Palestinians with no drinking water. This comes just a week after blocking all humanitarian aid and commercial supplies, including fuel and food. That was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.